Quaker parrot gender differences. Quaker parrots are extremely popular among bird lovers due to their cuteness and numerous skills they possess. The personality of a Quaker varies from the individual to individual, though. There are many factors to be considered before bringing a Quaker home. Sometimes you prefer to buy a specific gender. You may not be ready to take care of the female Quaker because you do not want her to lay eggs during the breeding season. Or you might be planning to build an aviary and looking to get a pair for it. In such cases, it is required to determine the Quaker's gender before you make him a part of your family. Quaker parrot gender determination. All Quaker parrots look very similar to each other, especially when they are young. There is no physical distinction between a male Quaker and a female one. It is said that female Quakers tend to be 10 to 20% smaller than male Quakers, but you cannot tell about their gender just by observing them this way. There are some methods that can help you determine their gender with surety. How to determine gender. DNA testing. There are two ways to take a sample from your Quaker parrot for DNA testing: blood sample or by a feather. For blood tests, the vet will take a blood sample from his leg, which will be sent to the laboratory for further examination. It will tell you the gender of the Quaker, along with the complete information about his well-being. Another method to get his DNA test report includes feather plucking. Pluck a few feathers from the Quaker's body and send them directly to the DNA lab for determining his gender. Be careful with feather plucking, since it causes irritation to the Quakers and they are exposed to developing an infection with that. Surgical test. Surgical testing was widely used to determine Quakers' gender before DNA testing became commonly accessible. As both genders possess different reproductive organs, this method checks the organs of your Quaker. Its use has been limited due to its invasive nature. In this method, Quaker is given anesthesia to reduce pain during surgery. A small area of his abdomen is shaved and an incision is made into it. To examine his reproductive organs, the expert passes an endoscope through the incision made. It is a completely accurate method to know the bird's gender, but can be a little stressful for the bird. Proper after-surgery care is also required towards cleaning the incision area to prevent an infection. How to not determine gender. Hip bone. It is believed that Quaker parrot's gender can be determined by touching the hip bone. Female Quakers have a wider hip bone due to the provision for accommodating eggs, while their male counterparts have a narrow bone. But it is not an accurate method to determine their gender, as some male Quakers also develop a wide hip bone. Monomorphic. In almost all parrot species, one can tell the difference between a male and a female just by looking at them. Usually one is smaller than the other, and there are major variations in their colors and feathers. But in the case of Quaker parrots, both genders are very similar in their appearance. Such species are known as monomorphic species. Their size, color, feathers, and body language is completely identical. Therefore, even an expert pet shop owner cannot determine the gender of a Quaker just by observing his physical traits. Egg laying. This has certainly become an important parameter for many Quakers to decide if their bird is male or female. Normally, a Quaker may start breeding from the age of 2 years, and when the pet Quaker doesn't lay eggs for many years beyond that, the owner are assured their bird is male. But there have been instances where a bird has laid eggs at the age of 5 or even 10 years of age and has shocked the owners. So a female Quaker shouldn't be assumed male just because she has not laid eggs. Male Quaker duties. When in the wild, a male Quaker takes the responsibility of bringing food each day when the female is busy incubating the eggs, and inside the cage he takes care of female Quakers eating by feeding her from his beak. When in the wild, a male Quaker also brings all the essential material like twigs, tree shavings, or branches for building their dream nest, and inside the cage he is proactive in collecting nesting material. Female Quaker duties. A female Quaker has a natural duty of laying eggs and spending most of her time incubating them to hatch young ones from them. A female Quaker also takes a greater part in the nest maintenance after she gives birth to the young ones. As the male Quaker takes the outdoor duty of gathering building materials, the female Quaker takes at-home duty of maintaining the nest. That's about it. Check the link in the description for more information about Quaker Parrot on our website. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like the video.